Go ahead.
All right, we are back, and we're better
Then ever.
with Scott and Tom Digress. We're here. It is definitely not Friday. It is. We told you guys we would be here on Friday, and we dropped the ball. And you know what? I'm man enough to admit it. So
This
it's
one's
all
my
right.
fault,
That's
though.
a Tom Root.
This one's my fault. You know, somebody had a flight. Someone couldn't do it on Friday.
Yeah, had to catch a. Scott had to catch a flight.
Catch a flight.
Better than catching a coke. You know. You
it
see what I did there?
it's
That was
still
pretty
early. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Maybe we need to adjust our schedule. Maybe instead of a Friday
no, I think
podcast, we're good on Fridays.
yeah, I think we've just both had two weird Fridays. Uh, this one actually, this next one's gonna be, dude. Oh, wait a second.
What's up?
This one this week could be interesting because guess where I'm gonna be?
Oh God, Deep Creek.
I have one of our biggest tournaments of the year.
Oh,
I will be with Marshall in Richmond, Virginia
oh.
on Friday night. I
Maybe we don't do it on Friday.
maybe definitely do it on Friday. Get Marshall on the pod. Get Eric on the pod. We'll do a fucking get fucking me, Marshall, and Eric just shooting this. That would be awesome. Not actually, but that would be really fun.
It would be entertaining for someone. I don't know how that will go. I love it, but
No,
we'll see.
we're not doing that. But I will be doing that at I will be stepping out for an hour to knock the old podcast out.
Well, we can adjust. Well, that's a future
No,
thing. That's behind the scenes. Why are we letting the fans behind the scenes? You know.
we're not doing any more adjusting. This I you made a great point, and you said once we start moving shit around, then it just falls by the wayside.
No, I think once you start canceling stuff, that's when things go bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know because I enjoy it.
Yeah,
It's just,
absolutely.
and I just picked up a. It's just like, yeah, it's you gotta squeeze it in. Friday night's always a good time. I probably have to be a little careful moving forward here as I'll be rolling into soccer games the following mornings. So
Oh, I was like saying shit.
I'm
The kids are watching.
no,
Absolutely not.
no, fucking no way.
No, for early morning or early morning soccer.
Yeah, um, I do, dude. I do have. Oh man, I am gonna tell this story on the podcast because it is awesome.
Okay.
I yeah, I told you this story, but I'm gonna tell it again
All right. I'm in.
because it's pretty good. So, by the way, we're not following any direction or any of our subject topics, but that's okay. Um, so we have this app for our soccer team that everybody's on, right? And yeah, look, he's already laughing. He's like, can't wait to hear this again. And everybody's on it, and you can send like they create. It's called Team Snap, and they create their own like the app creates its own group message. So anyone that's in your line in your roster is in the group message. You can send a
Right.
message. Yeah, and so like I wake up on like Monday morning at like 6:30, and I'm chopping up game film before I hop on virtual school, and I send like a little message out to everybody. Hey, the game film's being chopped up, should be done this afternoon. Blah blah.
Hmm.
And
Like a
this,
good coach is doing. Sending out the
what?
highlights. Sending out the
Yeah,
highlights. Seeing what needs to be helped with. Like a good coach.
the glows and the grows is what we call them.
That's a solid name. Did you think of that name?
No, I did not. I cannot take credit for that. I learned it in one of my instructors in one of my coaching courses used that, and I was like, I like that a lot.
Taking it. Yep.
Yeah. So I send this message, and at like 8 a.m. and this dad responds, and he says, "What do we need to watch the highlights for so we can watch so and so?"
Who's
So
a
we
star
can
player?
who's this star player, so we can watch so and so's highlights or something along those lines. I honestly can't remember like exactly what it was, and and I was like okay, like this is true. I mean, we already knew this guy was like super douche, but like I hope he watches this too.
I just be careful.
Yeah, it's all right. So he's gone now. So um, it's followed up by my goalkeeper's dad, and he just writes in the chat where everyone can see moms, you know,
God.
dads. He didn't realize there's kids in there, and he responds and says, "Hey, so and so," to the guy responding to the other dad. "Hey, so and so, why don't you stop being such a pussy?" And you know, crying like a little effing bitch.
Oh my gosh.
And he says, "Just be glad you have a coach that'll take the time to do this for you." Blah 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 blah. And anyways, from there, like things just popped off, as you can imagine.
Like that is we neither of us are dads. So
No.
you have a better insight and I was never in the big into the travel soccer, high level soccer like academy, whatever it is, uh, area. So the pettiness never reached to our level. I don't
Right.
think it might have. My brothers were better at soccer, so they might have felt it a little bit more. But
It came out super strong. They're
it's so
like,
snarky. It's so snarky. I hate that comment of like, yeah, she's good. She has a lot of our highlights. It's
well,
like,
no, that was the other crazy thing is I was like, because sometimes you like you said, like she has a lot of our highlights. She's one of our best players.
it's like
So like now,
Barcelona's gonna have a lot of Messi highlights.
right?
It's
Yeah,
like,
right.
sorry.
When when everything flows through that player, right? Like
Yeah.
just midfielder. Like she's good. Anyway, so I'm like, shoot, like did I like put a bunch of so and so's highlights? Like did I like go over? And I look, and I had like I don't know, like 10 or 12 clips by this point, and 3 of them were of her. And I'm like, what is he even like?
Ugh.
What are you crying about, dude? Whatever. So yeah, it popped off in the group chat, and they were cussing at each other, and one of the moms chimes in and says, "Hey guys, there's kids on here."
I feel like that's just like a hand raise in the group chat. Just like, hey, uh,
Hey,
just the quiet person in the corner. Just a heads up. Girls can see this. 10-year-old girls can see this, or whatever age. People on the team can see this.
well, they're 13, but one of the mom that said something. We used to have a dad on the team that called her Sunshine and Rainbows because she's like always,
Way too
she's like
optimistic.
always like, you know, yeah, glass half full. But yeah, so that was wild. And anyways, we ended up booting that guy, and unfortunately,
He
very
had 3
unfortunately,
strikes. It wasn't just that one
very
time.
unfortunately, his daughter.
Yeah, he had 3
Oh,
strikes,
oh no, he yeah, he might have
potentially
been on
more.
like 5-year-old rules. He might have been had like 6 strikes. Like I don't. Yeah,
T-ball strikes. We
Unfortunately,
brought the
we had
T
to
out and he
lose him
still
in
struck out.
yeah, poor dog. So, anyways, but
Apparently
back
my
to
internet's shit.
while we're on that, on this,
And we're back. Okay. Seamless.
so
Technology.
right, love it. So you know, let's address this. I texted you earlier in the week because I was really excited to have this conversation.
Okay.
I took a screenshot, um, and actually I'm gonna have to find it. There was a coach of, I believe, a youth team, maybe a high school team, that high school basketball team, and he won by like, I don't know,
150
100.
points.
Yeah, like 100. Oh, here it is. High school basketball coach Mike Anderson suspended after beating a team 161-2. And I would like to get your thoughts on this. I want yours first before mine.
So my
Like,
thoughts.
you know exactly where I'm headed. Like,
Okay.
what are your thoughts? Yeah.
Here we go. 161-2. That's the final score? Um I
Yeah. I don't know if they played this for the blind. I don't know.
I don't know. My personal opinion is it's absurd that guy gets suspended. It's dumb. What are they supposed to do? Just get a shot clock violation every fucking possession? That's absurd. Are they supposed to just miss shots? Just throw it out of bounds. You're playing a game. It's like, I'm sorry. We're just, if you're giving up easy layups the whole time, if they're knocking down threes, playing good defense, the thing is, if that team that's winning by, if you're up by 50 and playing full court press, then I have an issue a little bit.
Right.
But like, you're still gonna play half court defense. My thing
Right.
is don't press if you're up by 50. It's
Yeah, we
absurd.
don't know those details. We're not those details were, but
Yeah, I think yeah you can't be mad if you don't like somebody scoring that much. Play better defense. That's I don't know. That's
you,
me.
you made you made a great point that I hadn't thought about, and I'm on your side on this, as you can probably imagine. Um, the shot clock thing, I didn't even think about because, like in soccer, right? You
You can pass
could
it. You can pass it.
just knock the ball. Right. You can just not go to goal, like whatever, you know.
And then
Um,
you put limits. You go, okay, we're only scoring on headers.
right. Yeah.
Like
Correct.
you can make goals harder on your players. Still let them have fun. Still let them play,
Right.
but don't hinder them. Be like,
But
oh,
you made a great point with the shot clock thing. Like, what are you supposed to do? Right? Although, I feel like if you're getting to 160 something, you were fast breaking that bitch for sure.
if they're just
Like,
passing you the ball, do you want your kids to just? I guess you make them pull out and just like hold up the offense to set up. What do you like? If you got a
game
fast break
wrong.
to a if you got a fast break through to a layup, are you supposed to not take that and just be like, okay, no? I don't know.
Right. Maybe you just hold it. I don't know. Like, yeah, this is. But I think the point I'm trying to get at is like this freaking. Is this even the right word? This gentrification of sports.
I don't
Like,
think that's the right word.
it's
the
not a. I don't think. I think I mixed up gentle and gentrification.
it's the gentification. I like that. I like that. Trademark
The
that.
the gentification. We got
Gentle.
people just sprinkling fairy dust all over these sports, like just like I don't understand. You know,
What are you talking about? There are no losers.
there's right. You know, and that's a standard conversation. but like I could go on with like some of the like bullshit that like I've seen on the obviously being involved in youth sports, like just it's so wild, man. The stuff that there's extreme stuff that happens, and then there's like and by extreme stuff I mean there's like super petty stuff that like happens on like social media now, with like social media being a thing,
Yeah.
right? And like, but there's also people getting upset that they're the amount of times like a parent will call a coach because their kid's not playing, and you really just want to be like, dude, just tell your kid to freaking work harder, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I'll give you some pointers for little Johnny, but like I'm
I'm trying
they
to win a game.
genuinely, dude, they genuinely want their kid, and I'm obviously talking on a different level, like a elite sports level, right? But like, rec sports is different. Everybody should play in rec sports and stuff, but if you're playing
Yeah.
on a club team, on an AAU team, if
Where
you're
you're
a
paying,
coach, dude, get out of
yeah,
here, bro.
where you're paying some type of fee. Sometimes
That's
it seems absurd. That's where it gets. They're like, I'm paying for my kid to sit on the bench. That's where you're like, yeah, you're in the wrong club. Go to rec. Go to rec.
yeah. That you're exactly right, and you're like, you are. That is what you're paying for. You're paying for your kid to be on a high level team, and this high level team has caused Johnny to have his ass picking blisters out of his ass. Okay,
Yeah,
like
he's
sitting on the old bench over there.
he's not contributing. He's our best cheerleader. What can we say? He's got a skirt on half the time, and fucking pom poms. What am I? You're expecting me to put the cheerleader in the game? What? That was that too far? I don't know.
No, I'm dying.
Um,
You had me. You want to know what you had me thinking? You had me thinking like, shoot, should I have told that story on this podcast?
it's coming back.
That's what I was thinking about in that moment just now.
I mean,
What'd you say?
it is. I'm reading a book about the 1936 Olympic rowers from University of Washington, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, I love historical books. I'm reading, like, it gets me encapsulated in that era where no one took any shit. If no one they probably complained, but like no one listened to them. So like
Right.
that was a different extreme. It was like way too far of an extreme where this dad just left a fucking 13-year-old in his own house and just goes, "I'm leaving with your stepmother and their stepbrothers," and just left this kid at a house to make him last till high school, and he was on his own. It's unbelievable where you just go, yeah, that's fucked. And then he gets into University of Washington making 25 cents an hour or something in 1934, and
Kid was rich.
it's fascinating to hear this guy's story. And the coaches were like, so it's rowers where crew team, there's only 8 people on a boat,
Right.
and fucking 200 people come out to play in crew or whatever.
Hey, thanks for recommending books to me, you fucking douche. Haven't told me you're reading any of this good stuff.
Dude, hey, it's called Boys in the Boat, and it is
Boys in the
on
Hood?
Boys in the Boat. It's definitely the whitest people you've ever seen. So, it's fascinating where the coach is just going like, all right, we've got 8 people in boat 1, and we're just gonna flip flop everyone around, just all over the place, and we've got 5 boats, right? So it's like, all right, you from 4, you've earned yourself up, and then this guy goes down, and no explanation, no explanation, no explanation to parents, no explanation to anyone of just going like, sorry,
Well,
you're
no,
fucked.
when you're a college coach, you're not dealing with parents, dude.
And yeah, there's no explanation to the kids. They just go, okay. and these kids were rowing in snow in like half frozen lakes. Like it is
So
wow.
it's called, for all our listeners, it's called Boys in the Boat with
Boys in
a
the boat.
Boys in the Boat with a Z.
Yes, yes, it is the boys. I think Ice Cube played a guy. No,
Is Cat Williams in that one?
no, it's there was actually a documentary. It's like the rowers of the crew of 1936 or something,
Okay.
and it's a fascinating book so far. I'm 230 pages in.
Oh, you're cruising. Okay.
Yeah, it's got my mind off of that other book, the workbook, that just puts me to bed.
I'm reading about that scouting, that's soccer scouting book that I was telling you about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
How,
that's pretty. That's a,
it's
that's
good.
an interesting one. Yeah. Um,
All right.
sending Barcelona sending guys into Africa to just like literally look for the next Messi, like just scour the streets, bro. Like it's insane. It's wild. Holding tryouts literally on like side streets. It's wild.
That is wild. But
It's
I was gonna pivot,
pivot.
but sounds like a good book. What's the book title for all our one fan? Hi Biggie, shout out.
What is it called? I don't even remember.
All right, there we go. I don't even remember by Pep Guardiola, but
Shoot, it's not. I don't remember. Dude, what is it called? I'm blanking right now. Sorry, dude. It's been a long weekend, man. I swear.
and to all of our listeners, we appreciate book recommendations. Send it to butwedigress92 at gmail.com.
That's right. That's right. Now let's talk about. Yeah, let's talk about. 'Cause
You're gonna pivot, or I'm gonna pivot.
Oh, you were gonna pivot. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pivot. So the reason that we could not record on Friday was I'm on a flight. I'm in the good Salt Lake City, Utah, and the mountains are serious, man. They are gorgeous out here. Airbnb, everything's working out, and like, it's a gorgeous place.
Salt Lake City is supposed to be a great spot. I believe the old skiing out there. I've only been to Colorado, but
It's 60 degrees. It got up to like 65 today.
get out of here, dude. I'm
So, like-
out here freezing my dick off on the soccer field today, and it's 60 degrees out there.
I mean, woke up, it was like 35, and then it got up to 66, and we went on a hike.
I'm gonna need you to apologize to our listeners.
For my internet connection.
It's so bad, dude. It's just so awful.
It's so awful. Well, this is lovely. My hotspot, it says I've got full bars. It did say my internet was unstable, though.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
You're doing the old crackly voice on Zoom like every minute.
Well, the good thing is I'm the one recording, so I think it comes through pretty well on my side.
Oh, okay.
But we'll find out.
What we gonna learn today?
Go learn today.
What time do liquor stores close out there?
Dude, landed Friday at like 9. Got a rental car, driving for the first time in a year, like regularly, maybe 2-3 years.
Right.
And it is, and I was like, okay, get 9:30. Most liquor stores and things are open at that time. Those things close at 7. The liquor store closed at 7.
I'm breaking windows. I'm rioting.
Like, I was like, I guess we aren't having drinks tonight.
Yeah, that sucks.
So it all worked out. I'm learning. So something that I think you would appreciate You're looking at yourself way too much, adjusting your look.
I was trying to figure out what I'm doing here, because
Yeah,
I'm like kind of hot, but not. I don't know. Go ahead.
a little too warm. Do
Yeah, that's why I went for the old.
um, but the state liquor the state liquor store um and they sell everything by the bottle or can, so everything's make your own six pack
Oh,
in bottles or cans. So everything's like, uh, well, you think it's a good idea until you get to the register, because there was no like Miller Lite. There's no like 30 packs there. They were just like random cans, and I was like, oh, I had to ask somebody. I was like, I saw a six pack. You know the plastic tops. I
yeah.
saw one just like half filled with like only three beers attached, and I was like, do people are these single? Like, what is it? He goes, yeah, everything's make your own six pack, and then he handed me one of those six pack tabs, and I was walking around just clicking them in, and shit, that gets expensive, because every beer is like $2, so
Yeah.
you're paying $12 for a six pack
Yeah.
of
Yep.
just some random shit when I
Right.
want to be paying $17 for a 30.
Right. Was
But
any of it good?
it's I've got a wide range. Tonight I'm drinking Unit
You,
Unita.
you don't
Baba,
even know?
you
You
don't
don't
even
even know?
know. You don't even know. Baba Black Lager with a black sheep on the front.
Well, bye, bye, Felicia.
And brewed in Salt Lake City, and I was like, I'm in. Let me get a variety pack, and yeah, that's what I've been drinking. But it was just wild going. Why do you? I don't know. I don't think I like it.
You,
A
no,
forced. It's a forced make your own six pack.
one could say you were warned.
Well, and then you go into the cool thing is gas stations, grocery stores can sell beer. So
Okay.
so you can get like the 30 of High Life for like a regular price. You can get a I think we got an 18 of Coronas. We're having a Mexican night making tacos, chips and
Taco.
salsa. Yeah.
Watch, watching the old NBA All Star game.
We're actually gonna watch Narcos to be in the spirit. Bad joke.
That is a Zoe idea for sure.
No, we aren't making nachos. I mean, we aren't watching Narcos. We don't know what we're watching. We gotta make.
Oh, I thought that was definitely right up her alley for an idea right there.
I mean, it's a good idea. I came up with it on the fly. Um, but hey, we'll see what happens.
Can I tell you this? So
Sure.
I went out last night to one of my home spots, and
Brewery? What? Describe the place.
no,
Is it
I
a
went to
pub?
Della Rosa. Yeah, I went to Della Rosa's in Perry Hall.
Okay.
So Nico called me. One of my buddies called me, and he said, "Hey, like what?" He called me on Friday. Said, "Hey, what are you doing on tomorrow night?" And I was like, "You come." I said, "I'm hanging out with you, brother. Let's let's throw down."
Classic,
And
classic Tom invite, by the way.
yeah, right.
What are you doing?
Uh,
We're hanging out together. What do you think?
yeah. So he comes down, and he calls me, and he's like, "What do you want to do?" And I'm like, well, I thought like maybe we could go get some wings, whatever, some big wing guy." And he goes, "Well," he's like, "Yeah, we can do that. Just by the way, like I have gout, so I can't drink. And I'm like,
Uh,
you, you have what?
yeah.
And he's like, I got gout, so I can't drink. And I'm like, what in the, bro, you're, I don't even know how old he is. I think he's like 22, 23. I met this kid in college. Great guy. And I'm like, how, you have gout? What the hell? And I call, I tell Scott, and I'm like, man, how the do you get gout? And it's just from gaining weight. I told Nico, I'm like, I've been telling your ass, like, dude, you gotta. Now, granted, this man is in meds, pre med, works full time at the hospital, and is a pre med student.
So,
Um,
so
he,
go
my
ahead.
point being, hold on, sorry. My point being, like, he is eating absolute dog shit because he just like buys food. You know what I mean? Like he buys food at work and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and like, I'm just like, dude, you gotta find some time to get in the gym, brother. Like, uh, you know, for you can't be 23 years old with gout or 22 years old with gout.
The only thing I know about gout is that it fucks with your foot, or is that diabetes?
No, I thought the same thing.
Doesn't it like
I was like,
expand
oh, is that
your?
the one with the bad ankles? I think.
I think it expands your foot and you lose toes and shit. That might be diabetes.
Yeah,
They're probably up the same alley. They're probably the.
they probably are. I mean, but anyways, I just like I had I wanted to throw that out there because I was just like, dude, that is wild. Like I've never heard of that. I don't know a single person with gout except for him. Like
One of my dad's friends has had gout. He lost a toe.
Oh,
I'm pretty. It might have been diabetes.
that was that.
It might have been diabetes. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you said and then he died. I was like,
Oh,
oh. By the
no.
way, I'm gonna take a guess on who that was.
Don't
Jeff
drop.
Miller.
No, no. He got slim.
Oh, really?
He looked good last time I saw him, but that was 4 years ago. Shit.
I know it wasn't my guy B squared. That's for sure.
No. But
No chance.
now gout's a wild thing. I thought it was genetic, but I guess it's not.
Don't pretend you know shit about gout. Please.
You didn't like it. You did.
Gout's a weird thing, man.
You didn't like my
No.
my look into the distance thinking about it. It was like gout. I remember my college years learning all about gout,
No
and
way.
it's shut up. All right,
oh. I'm gonna pivot though. I'll pivot,
pivot.
for you.
Digress
You
a
did
little
something
bit.
last night that I was gonna.
Digress a little bit. Go ahead.
We digress. And me bringing up gout was a huge digression. So, you had to do something last night that in these crazy times, not a whole lot of people have been able to do unless they're reckless as fuck like I've been. No, I haven't been that reckless, but like, you got to go to a live show. You went to a live comedy show.
Live show.
Say that again.
Live show at a comedy club called Wise Guys, downtown Salt Lake City. Well, first, I'll take you. I'll walk you. I'll paint a picture for you so you can act like you were there.
This should be good.
So we're basically staying in outside of Salt Lake City. It's basically Catonsville to Baltimore. So it's like a 10, 15-minute drive. You're downtown.
Why did you not stay downtown?
I don't know.
You don't have a good answer. I knew you didn't have a good answer.
I did not have a good answer, but
I knew you didn't, and that's why I asked.
But anyways, it's like a $17 Uber. I'll pay that all day. In Chicago, you go 2 miles, it's a $20 Uber. Like,
Right.
fucking absurd. But so go to a comedy club, see Andrew Schultz and 2 other guys. Sorry, don't know their names, but
Wow,
We,
you were
we
paying attention.
did they mention it? I don't know. Probably. They
The whole
so,
introduction thing.
so it was odd where you just go, all right, we have 2 tickets. They sit us. We're like 3 rows back on the side, kind of parallel with the stage or perpendicular with the stage, where the comedian's facing this way
Yeah.
and we're facing this way. So we got the side view
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
stage, and you're just like, all right. You get in, you sit down. This is the first time I've been out during these times or whatever. And you look around,
Right.
everyone has their mask off, having a drink, having a good time. And you're just like, I guess you just put yourself in that situation and go, I put myself here. I'm going to enjoy it. You take your mask off. You have seven beers. I'll be honest. And you just go, okay, I'm in for the ride. Let's see what happens.
Were you nervous about it?
At the start, you just go, this is weird. It's just the weird feeling. It's like, this is not how it normally is. You know? It's
Right. Well, the new normal.
the new normal. What a fucking dumb.
Thing.
I hate it because it's not the new normal. Well, everything's gonna regress. I have faith. And then, no, the comedy show was good. Masks were off, drinking, have a great time, laughs and stuff, and then we headed out. And Andrew Schultz, I mean,
God, I fucking hate your internet. Oh my god.
everyone's going to hate this one. All 3 of our fans. I'm sorry.
No, 100%. Your internet's a nightmare right now.
Oh, it's dog shit. It is dog shit. We
So what? Probably like a 2-hour show. Did you feel any sense of the old normal at that point? Like,
Oh yeah, no one had a mask on. You just wore a mask when you went to the bathroom. It was good. It was good. You're yawning over there.
right.
What time is it over there?
Yeah, I don't
Sorry,
know.
my stories aren't good. But
No, they're fine. Did anything crazy happen in that setting or no?
nothing wild.
Anyone through their dome now?
Andrew Schultz just does too much like crowd work for me. I'd rather hear a prepared kind of like whatever. Instead,
Yeah.
he's like, "All right, what are you two? What do you do? What do you do?"
Oh yeah.
And then he plays off that, which is great. It's funny.
Gotcha. That's a different type of comedy.
Me personally, that's not my. I don't know. Who am I? I don't give a fuck. It was funny. It was a
Were you
good
ever
show.
worried he was about to hit you up?
We were 3 rows back, so I was like, I felt comfortable. I felt comfortable. You're pissed at the internet. I'm probably still lagging for you.
It's so.
We're at 40 minutes, so if we need to cut this short,
We might have to go 45 because it's so awful.
we're
But
gonna.
I'm hoping that. Go ahead. I'm hoping, like you said, that since you recorded it, like
It'll come
it
through
might be
fine.
all right. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll come through fine. It'll just show your frustration at like not. Everything's gonna be fine, and Tom, you're just gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Like, here, here?
No, it's like it does the robot talk. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm hoping it doesn't do that on this side, but since we're at 40, do you want to do kicks of the week? Are you prepared? That's a no.
I can be prepared.
That's a no. You are not prepared.
I can be prepared.
All right.
What did you hold on? I know you brought some of the kicks that you were given for Christmas?
No, man. I didn't want to pack them. I only did a carry-on and a backpack. I didn't check anything.
I know what I'm doing this week.
All right. And this episode, Kicks of the Week for March 7th. The suspense is building.
I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put all of you on for a second. All right,
Okay.
right here, right here, we have the old Nike Joyrides.
The
Friends,
joy
let me
rides.
tell you, you see these little balls right there in there? You see those guys?
They look like sprinkles. We got them.
You cut them things open. By the way, that is a good looking shoe actually. Like as I hold it up, that's
Oh, yeah.
great looking.
Still
Um,
white. Still clean.
you already know. So, dude, this is what we were talking about last week when we were talking about comfy shoes,
Oh.
and I said that I was like, oh, and those ones that had made your brother get, and my brother
Yep.
got them. These are the ones, dude. I wore these, and Scott's brother was like, dude, what are those, man? Like, what are those little balls in there? And I was like, well, apparently these guys, like, if you cut them open and you drop them on the floor, them bitches like bounce to the moon. Like, I don't know. So they, when dude, I've never worn a more comfortable shoe in my life. It's incredible. And his brother that night ordered a pair and texted me like a week later and was like,
Best
"These are
shoes
the best."
ever.
What's that?
Best shoes ever.
Yeah, he was like, "These are the best shoes ever." And I was like, "I told you, man, I told you." And then like 3 weeks ago, my brother, every once in a while, my brothers and anyone in my family, when they get new shoes, they like people send them to me. They're like, "Look, I got new shoes." They get all excited. And my brother called me and he's like, "Dude, I just got some new shoes. I don't know if you've heard of these things, but they're called like Nike Joyrides." And I was like, dude, I was like, most comfortable shoe ever. And he's like, oh my God, dude, I already bought another pair. And I was like, really? And this is like, Joe never like, he's not that guy. And he's like, dude,
Did you say how late he was to the game with the joyrides?
no, I was just so thrilled that he actually made a good decision about his footwear. And I was like, oh man, they're so awesome, aren't they? But if you need a pair of shoes to just like walk around in, run in, I run in those, I walk in those. I'm probably going to get a new pair at some point here. Like, honestly, what I want to do, they might be the shoe that like at some point I get like 6 pairs at one
Yeah.
time. I'm gonna be pissed if I ever can't get those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, once they go off the market, that's like the worst. It's like,
It's
oh,
yeah, yeah, it is. So I might, I've thought about it. Those and I have a pair of. I would never bring them on kicks of the day because I've worn them into the ground. A pair of Nike Vapor Maxes, and that was probably the second most comfortable shoe. I tried to talk Scott into those before. Those things are unbelievable. Um, so yeah, those
there
are
we
my
go.
picks of the day. Nike Joyrides. Those are the dual runs.
The
The ones that I showed.
dual runs.
They got them in colors. Dual runs. Yeah.
Just curious, if you get solo runs, do you only get one shoe or?
God, you are the worst.
Got him! Got him!
And by the way, on Christmas, like around Christmas, Scott starts sending me pictures. Scott got like 4 shoes for Christmas, and he's sending them to me. He's like, "Dude, look what I got, man! Look what I got!" And I was like, "Yo, you don't want to get out of here." So everybody loves to send me pictures when they get new shoes. I think that's just
You
the way
know,
to be.
in 2 weeks I can share one of those in
Oh, you should.
in kicks of the week. But
How, let's put this on the record. How many times have you worn any of those?
I wore one pair for one day on Chris. I wore them for Christmas, inside and just walked around. I just outside 0 times. They've always been in a box or inside.
0.
I've just never. They're too white. They're too clean.
You gotta, dude. You gotta wash them as soon as they get a little spot on them.
Also,
that's how you keep them white.
Also, never had an opportunity to wear them in a going out setting.
Chicago
winter. You know, yeah. Chicago winter is not the right time. There's no restaurant. There's no. Yeah. Well, you're pissed with my internet, and it seems like it's dinner time. So, do you want to do the sign off? Do you want to sign off for us?
I signed on. You sign off, brother.
I sign off. Well, thanks again. Apologies again. Thanks and apologies again for a late episode of Tom and Scott Digress. I feel like the name is flipped. Feel free to email at us below. We digress 92@gmail.com with Tom's Dance. Appreciate all the listeners. Thank you, Biggie. You're the one. We'll talk to you next week. Peace.
All right. Peace.